I think it's picking up your purring. In this video, I'm going to be doing a character design challenge where I take 3 randomly generated words, but not entirely we'll get into that, and creating a character based off of it. I'm a big fan of the spooky season, and I'm a big fan of character designs, so I thought, why not merge the two together and do an art challenge character design, but spooky season themed. Even though we're halfway through November, I miss the spooky season. The spooky season goes on. I sent out a post for people to give me 3 random words to do with the spooky season / autumn or fall for you people. And then I would randomly select 3 and design a character based off that. But a lot of people commented maybe 3 words per person was a bad idea. This is going to take so long to put into the... Oh no. The first word we're going with, after it lands on something, or yeah, any moment now, the first word. Okay, bat. Spooky season themed, obviously. I like it. Okay, bat. Okay. Second word. Maybe vampire would be good and easy, so... Leaves. Okay. Okay, third and final thing. Nightfall. Okay. Okay, interesting. Right. Let's see what we can do with that. First things first, I took to Pinterest, and after getting distracted for about 10 minutes, I created a mood board for this challenge. Everything I could think of to do with a bat, to do with leaves, to do with nightfall. So, Pinterest sorted. Let's move away from Pinterest real quick. So to start with, nightfall, instantly, I was thinking, ooh, should I do a background? But this is a character design challenge. I'm not a background person, so I'm gonna steer away from doing a background. The second thing it made me think of was maybe like a curse of some sort. Maybe at night, this person turns into a bat-like creature who also happens to be covered in leaves, because what kind of curse wouldn't have leaves involved? So that's what I was working with, a sort of human character to start with, transforming into something else. Hence the nightfall. The third thing nightfall also made me think of was, the colours. I wasn't too sure where to go with the pose, as I didn't want them standing on anything because that would involve a background, so maybe hovering, floating in air. They have bat wings, that could work. I sort of wanted this character design to be a bit different from what I normally lean towards, which is girls. Unfortunately, I leant back towards drawing a girl. One of these days I will design a male character again, but that is not today, so female we go with. I sort of had this vision of the bat wings sort of tearing out of her back, a bit more on the horror side, but because it's not showing, I don't get to show that part, so... For her hair, I was sort of going with a greasy sort of wet hair look. I'm not too sure why, because, I guess she's, if you have a curse to turn into a massive bat creature, are you going to be worried about showering the night before? Maybe, but personally, I don't think that would cross my mind, so I don't think it would cross this character's either. Plus it just sort of helps with the look we're going for here. Also, this gave me the chance to really appreciate the anatomy of a bat. They're built different. I didn't realise that their hands were attached to their wings for some reason. didn't cross my mind. So in this design earlier, I did have the wings originally attached to her hands, but with the pose it would cover up most of her, and I wanted the opportunity to be like, hey, I'm learning how to draw clothes, so I need to show that. So we got rid of the hand attached wings. She's got bat wings on her back, you know. I hadn't realized that I had started the line art without drawing any type of shoe on her, so I thought, hey, this is a great time to practice drawing feet. So she's barefoot, and we're gonna have to live with that. Again, she's cursed. Maybe she wasn't she wasn't ready to go outside, you know, she didn't put any shoes on. Anyway, so barefoot she is. With her clothing, I did think she was sort of maybe a student at uni, because why wouldn't you? Or just, you know, chilled out, relaxed, forgot, hey, moon's coming up, or sun's going down even, I'm about to turn into a bat. So I added some rips onto her wings themselves as well, just to add a tiny bit of texture. Not too sure if there's any story reason behind why that would happen. I don't know, maybe she's being hunted, okay? Maybe she's being hunted by other people. I feel like she would be a good character that could happen in my web series. I'm using air quotes here because, again, technically nothing's come out official for it yet. But I could see her being cursed by a demon in that witchy world that I have. For the plants, I hadn't put too much thought into it other than the fact that plants are coming out of her clothes for some reason. I don't understand what kind of curse she's bound with. She's a bat plant person, I guess, but I thought design wise I was like, you know, it looks cool. Again, I wasn't too I could have done leaves in her hair. Okay, that would have been an option to show that if she was flying and during flight she got caught. But oh well. I feel like to start with I wanted the plants to be sort of holding her up in the original sketch, but I don't know why I didn't like that idea, but apparently I didn't like that idea, so I didn't do that. So instead the plants are just around her, on her. We're gonna leave that there. And I don't have much practice drawing foliage, so I thought, hey, let's try draw as many different leaf shapes as we can. Are these an actual plant? I don't know. I was going for ivy. Is this what ivy looks like? Maybe when this curse hit, she's been cursed for a while, so she's been living in the woods, and she's been stationary for so long that wildlife was able to grow around her. Or maybe time passes differently when she's cursed. Okay, there are options here. Story options. My favourite part of character design, or any drawing of any kind, is normally the colouring part. I did struggle at first, I didn't know what colours to pick, but I saw recently, like, the blue and red just look so nice together, so I wanted to go, obviously, put blue and red. But creating contrast with just the blues gave me a headache, but I worked around it. So I decided to just have the eyes and her t-shirt be the sort of only red part of her. And then maybe, I don't know, is this an art term? It's like, what are the... I did an animation course at uni. I'm not really I don't know if I'm qualified enough to say this creates contrast. Is that what it is? Anyway. Sometimes I just pick colours because they look nice, not because, I don't know, it symbolises anything, and I think that's okay. Sometimes Shakespeare just put a full stop to end the sentence, okay? Anyway. If you like a character design element, just add it to your character. Do you need to explain why she has plants growing out of her? Probably not. But hey, I did that anyway, just to show that I could. Could I? Maybe not. Anyway, we move. When it comes to naming characters, I have a very similar process as I do as designing them, which is just choosing what I like and think works without much research. It often turns out that the name has a deeper meaning that actually works with the character. I've gotten lucky so many times on that front. This time, maybe I could pick a name to do with bats. Do I know any bats? No. Should I know bats? Yes, it would fit in with the goth aesthetic that I yearn to have. But the name that I'm feeling from having designed her, something like Maud? Like, I don't know how you spell it. M-A-U-D, Maud. Anyway, my heart is set on Maud. If you can think of a better name that has something to do with the bat and you wish to share it, go ahead. Maybe you can tempt me away from Maud. And I don't know why I decided to make her jeans that aren't actually jeans made of leather? Sure. Again, I was thinking this is a good opportunity to practice all the things that I don't know how to draw in front of people to ridicule me about not knowing how to draw things. But at least I try. At least I tried, okay, to learn something new. So and before anyone says I can't draw backgrounds, and yes, I can't draw backgrounds, I drew a weird artistic background. Just drawing some shapes really and messing around with blending layers. And I gave her a background, so just to make it look a bit more final instead of the usual floating in the void. Now she's floating in a purplish void, so as always I do like to add a soft light layer to bring the whole colour design together, because you know how I mess around with colours and sometimes they don't quite work. Adding a layer of one colour over that sort of fixes that problem. It's a tiny, tiny cheat. A hack, as people would say. And there we have it, my 3 spooky words, spooky themed, spooky character for spooky season. For belated spooky season, in fact. This was interesting. I feel like I could have pushed it further, but this was a good start, and maybe I will do another one of these, but just for myself, you know, in my little sneaky sketchbook. Just if I'm ever getting stuck with the art block, I just, you know, throw up the generator that I deleted and we'll have to put in all the words again by hand, and then I'll do it again. I will leave a link to the randomizer if you do have to put in words yourself, but you can use some of the words that if you pause the video or go back, you know, look at what people commented on my post and steal those words if you want a spooky themed character as well. A big thank you to my patrons for your continued support. It really does mean a lot and helps me keep this channel going, keep me trying out new things, so I really appreciate it. Thank you. And if you like this video, then be sure to subscribe for future challenges like this. I also post, you know, art challenge short videos if you want to join in on those. If you have art block, or if you're just like, hey, I want to design a random character for fun, that's what they're for. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!